Steve's time and get started on time. I know we have more people saying they're coming. Some people are going to be late, but I wanted to get started promptly at 6:30. So everybody, I am so excited to have Steve on the call. I know him by Stephen Joseph on Facebook, but this guy, I met him about a year ago, right, Stephen, at a director's retreat at Robbins. So, and I knew he was a rock star then, and he's even more of a rock star now. But when do you guys hear his stats? Okay, so if you're sitting here tonight thinking, oh my goodness, just listen to this. So, Stephen's only been in the business 18 months, right, Steve?
Yep.
And he sold $235,000 in career sales already in 18 short months. He was in the top 5 for earning the trip this year to California. So they'll be cheering him on there in California. I'll miss you this year, Stephen. I'm not going. I cashed out. He actually already earned Hawaii in less than 3 months. He's earned Hawaii already. So guys, you still can earn a trip. He's also already earned excellence in 3 categories this year. We have until the end of May to earn that, and he's already earned it in 3 categories.
Wow.
And guess how many recruits he has this year so far? 17 in 3 short months. 17, okay, doing this virtually, all right? Last month, he promoted 3 directors on his team. And these are mostly virtual consultants, right? These are, right? Okay.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah. And so you guys know that we are trying to beat our best from last November at $64,000. These organizations sold over $104,000 last month. Wow. Yes. Virtual consultant. So we have a rock star here to tell us what he's doing. And so we will have time afterwards for you to pick his brain. So get your notes, your typewriter. I'm dating myself now. Get your notes and pens out or your keypad and start typing away. So go take it away, Steve.
Thank you so much for those kind words. That was really nice. I love Dee. Dee and I are buddies. And so I'm super pumped to be here to talk with you guys about online parties. So as she said, my name is Stephen Drapolsky, but on Facebook it's Joseph. So if we're not friends now and you want to be friends and you want to be added to a party of mine or whatever, I'm happy to do that. So just make sure you send me a message reminding me, just so I know. So again, I've been doing this for 18 months, all online parties. I schedule about 30 a month, and I run about 26 of them qualify. People think that all my parties don't that they all are amazing, and they're not. So like 4 or 5 of them a month don't qualify, but that's why I book so many. Tonight I'm going to talk about some best practices for a successful online Pampered Chef business, including booking and recruiting, as well as curating and engaging online party experience, which, as we know from home office, has been particularly challenging for many consultants. Now, you're probably wondering, do I use the party packs? I don't use the party packs. I have been fine with what I've been doing all along. But if you are struggling to do online parties and they're not working out for you, and I encourage you to try those resources, because it's a great start off point. If you take anything away from this short training, I would hope it would be this. This is my opinion, but I think it really is true. True success with online parties is dependent upon a couple things. The first, authenticity on your part as the consultant. And this is with your host, during the host coaching, during the party, interacting with guests, and within the template you use to run your party if you use a template. Now, if you do online parties and you're manually posting right now, stop. Do not press go. Do not collect $200. You're wasting your time. Trust me. And if you're scared about using a posting system, maybe you're not the most technologically savvy person, I'm sure Dee can help you, or I can also help you. So I would say we want to work smarter, not harder, and manually posting in Facebook events is working harder than smarter. Okay. Also, the other thing is exceptional customer service. So it seems like, and I'll touch on both of these. So it seems like they seem like a no-brainer, right? But there are 2 areas where if you're not intentional about them with your online parties, you're setting yourself up to fail, okay? So what is authenticity? Let's look at that. So when someone from an online party decides to book a future party with me, join my team, or remain a loyal customer, you always want to ask them why, okay? That seems like a silly thing, but so many of us get a booking and it's like, woo, we have a booking, and then we don't really know why that person actually chose us to book a show with. They can just go onto the website if they wanted to and pick anybody, right? But what I find 99% of the time when I ask people this question, they will say they feel like they were at an in-home party with a real person having fun with friends, and that they feel by the end of the event, and I do events, not groups, that they know me, and that they didn't want the experience to end, okay? That's exactly what you want from an online party, okay? It's a little harder than an in-home show because you're actually face-to-face with people, right? So your upline may have shared, or D, or whoever, may have shared their template with you, right? It's so important to take the time to make the anecdotal language authentically you. So I use phrases like, and this sounds silly, but woo, or boom when I'm showing off a recipe, or like, get this, oh my gosh, this product is going to blow your mind, right? That's how I talk in real life with people. So you want to infuse your authentic self into any of the template posts that you use. And with my team members, what I actually do is I share my template with them, but I make them share it back with me before they start their parties to make sure that they have changed it to be authentically them, whatever that looks like, and not me. Okay? If you're a shy person, right? Online partiers are really the best place for you. But if you're a shy person and you're thinking, oh, well, I don't, how do I infuse my kind of shy personality into my parties? You can easily do that by being relatable, okay? When showcasing products, talk about your experience with them. For example, the boil over no more. You might say, my gosh, you might say, the boil over no more. Yeah. So you might say, oh my gosh, I always have water all over my stove because I always had water all over my stove, but now because of this amazing game changer, no worries. As you use products in your day-to-day life, I encourage you to take pictures or do like recorded videos that don't look like stock pictures or videos, because then they'll look like a real person actually can use the products. Okay, you can put a glossy, pretty picture from the website, and I use those too, right, throughout my party, but there's nothing better than seeing a real person in the kitchen using Pampered Chef products. Then it translates that anybody can use it. Doesn't matter if you're a really good cook, if you use your microwave, if you don't know what the first thing you're doing, etc. Okay. You also want to go live at the beginning of your party, which I know probably scares some of you like crazy, or you want to record a video that you put in the first post in your event that basically talks about your why and what to expect in the party. So I'll talk about this later, but I do theme days. So I do 2 days of pre-party and 5 days of themed products. So the 5 days are like, the first day is gadgets, second day is new products, the third day is bakeware, the fourth day is stoneware, fifth day is my favorite things, okay? So what I do is I tell them what to expect, how to order, etc., so that if they are only a baker and they don't care about anything else that Pampered Chef sells, they know exactly when baking day is. They can pop in the event, scroll and shop, they get what they want, I get what I want, and the host gets what they want. Now, in a perfect world, would they be engaged and play games and comment? Yeah, we would love that. But that's just not everybody's cup of tea. But they might want to support the host. So if they know when the day is that it's their favorite kind of lane in the kitchen, in the cooking, then they can come in and get the job done and order, okay? So now on the customer service. Great customer service in an online party takes an interaction with a guest from a transaction towards the beginning of forming a relationship, okay? Sure, guests could decide to purchase cooking products on Amazon or another retail website, but once you buy something from those folks, they're only going to suggest other things you can buy like that product. We have the opportunity to give the personal touch in our online parties. And that's what's going to be the major difference between what you're doing and what they can do if they buy something on Amazon or another retail website. Customer service in an online party includes, but is not limited to, one, suggesting that a product can be used for this purpose, but also for X, Y, and Z. Why is this important, right? Seems like a no-brainer, but if I want the salad choppers, but I'm not someone that has the $30 in disposable income, plus the shipping cost to spend, I have to make the case to my husband, partner, myself, whatever, as to why I should allow myself to spend that money. Okay, so in the case of the salad choppers, you as the consultant want to present it to do salad, but also meat, but also, chicken for steak for fajitas, whatever. Okay, dishwasher safe, you don't have to clean it. There's all these different aspects of benefits for the product that make it easier for you, the guest, to say, okay, I can spend the money on that. Okay, but that's a customer service thing, right? You're letting them know about all of the uses. Yes, do they buy, and then it benefits you, of course, but you're providing a service by saying, you can do this and X, Y, and Z. Two, by suggesting a recipe that goes with a product in a thank you post when someone orders. Why is that important? Okay, you are actually giving them a sense of what they can make with that product, and they are therefore more likely to come back to you for additional recipes and tips. This may eventually also lead to a booking. It has in my case several times down the road, right? This basically speaks to the idea of customer retention, which is exactly what you want, just like you would want an in-home show. Okay? Then a third, you want to comment on engagement posts in the pre-party period. So if you don't know what that is, the first 2 days of my party are just pre-party. And what that is I don't showcase any products. It's all tips and tricks. It's like, you have 6 people to feed and $20. What do you make? If you share the recipe, you get an extra ticket to the grand prize or whatever prize. Okay, this starts conversation spurring. You'll notice that guests will comment on other guest things, like relating to them. Another good one is, here's a good one. So in my parties, so what is your biggest kitchen blunder? Sound off for 2 tickets to the pre-party prize. A guest might say, this is a big problem for me. I'm always making a mess when cooking pasta. It goes all over my stove, right? Going back to the boil over no more, you could say, oh my gosh, I've had this happen too. What a mess. But with my PC boil over no more, hashtag problem solved. So see there, I'm providing customer service because I'm suggesting, I'm relating and suggesting an item, but I'm not saying buy, purchase this. Okay? So let's talk about host coaching. So my parties start on Fridays and they run for 7 days. I know home office is really pushing this like 3-5 day thing, but I just don't feel that it's enough time to showcase everything for my guests. 2 days of pre-party engagement, 5 days of product showcasing, as I mentioned. And my host coaching with an online host begins the Tuesday of that week, okay? At the beginning of the week, I add the hosts to a past party of mine that was a really successful one, so over $1,000, and one that was a dud and didn't qualify. I asked them, why do they think X party turned out how it did? For the $1,000 party, the host will usually say, oh, well, the host posted each day. They tag guests in the daily game and specific people on products they thought they might like. And for the dud party, the host will normally say the complete opposite. No engagement, no activity, no excitement on the part of the host. Now, why is this important to do? Just like with anything in life, you can tell someone something, but until they actually experience it and see it firsthand, it doesn't always ring a bell or resonate in their heads. And then I say to the host, which host do you want to be? The host with $1,000 party or the host with a party that didn't get you anything? Sorry about the sirens. I live in Baltimore where you have to drive through the good part to get to the bad part. I will send a few catalogs to online hosts, but I do not send the full-blown host packet, which I know is like somewhere at home office there's like a lightning bolt, but I don't send host packets. I ask my online hosts if they want host packets, and they say no. That's why they signed up to do an online party. They don't want the paper. They don't want all the extra hoo-ha. They just want to make it easy breezy and earn their free stuff. Now, host packets work for you. Continue to use them, but they're not. Why waste the effort if they don't really help at all? Okay, so to go through my host coaching process, I'm going to try to be quick because I have like 5 other calls with my team members tonight. So, and what I'm going to do is this document I'm looking at, I'm going to share it on your team page. So you can have everything I'm talking about, all the language, everything. You're going to have it all that you can use and try it out should you wish to. I'm all about sharing is caring. Y'all can totally try to use it to your benefit. So I'm not going to go into details, but these are things that I do to ensure that the number I have the setup for my party in terms of attendance, then where I want it. So on Tuesday of the week of the event, I will message my hosts individually. I usually run 6 or 7 parties a week. And I will message them individually, and I'll basically say, hi there, I'm so excited for your Pampered Chef party to start this week. I've created the event. I've made you a co-host. You want to invite at least 150 people because then 25 to 30 click going. 12 to 13 people will usually order, and the orders are usually $50 to $75, which will ensure that you have a great party, earn at least $100 in free product and free half-price items. And then I say, my hosts that don't follow my lead do not have good parties. Let's not have that be you, smiley face. You can get away with being a little bit aggressive online with people as long as you add that smiley face at the end. Trust me. Trust me. Okay. So that's all you do the first day, right?
Yeah, we're women, Steve. They're would you think as a woman, like, I feel like they're going to take offense to that?
Listen, all of my team members, two of my female team members who both sold $7,000 last month did exactly what I told them.
Okay,
so you just have to look at it and say, yeah, this is not my comfort zone. I'm going to jump around it, on top of it, and get over it.
Okay.
If you want the more you're looking for, you got to change it up. You got to get out of your head, okay? So that's all that happens on the first day, that you have added the host as a co-host. They will start inviting. Say again, you make the host a co-host, Amy. Yes, I make the host. I edit the event to add the host as a co-host so that they can invite people. And then what will happen is you'll start to see people click go into the event, right? You'll see like D click, is going to so-and-so's party, Mary's going to so-and-so's party, and then it will die down. Then in the evening on Tuesday, I normally look at the number of friends the host has on Facebook and the number of people they actually invited. And if D has 1,000 friends and she invited 40 people, that does not fly with me. I will be like, D, you're not following my lead. And you know what that means? You're going to end up with nothing. And that's not why you signed up to do this, right? Smiley face, right? And then if they still push back, I'll say, okay, you wore me down. I'll add a small free gift to your order, to your host order. And then that usually will make it happen, okay? So that's all I do on the Tuesday. Then Wednesday, what I do is I give the host language to post, again, individual messages, language to post on their personal wall that says that they're having an online Pampered Chef party. I invited a bunch of people. If I didn't invite you and you want to be included, comment I'm in and I will add you. Because if they have 600 friends and they're inviting 150, they may have prejudged some people that they didn't think would want to be involved, but oftentimes everybody loves Pampered Chef, and so they actually do. So I normally see another 6 to 7 to 8 people click going after this. They put this on their personal wall. And I study my numbers a lot, and my numbers show that at least 2 to 3 people from that group will order $50 to $75 in sales. So by not doing that, you're leaving 150 to 225 on the table, potentially, on average, okay? So that's all I do on Wednesday. They post that on their wall, okay? A graphic with some language, which again is all in the document. Then on Thursday, I send them a personal message and I say, so we really want to get the number of people going to your event up. So if I give you some language to use to send to all the maybes and the scenes, would you be willing to send personal messages out? Usually another 6 to 7 to 8 people get click going and 2 to 3 order. And I literally send them the language and they copy and paste it and message people. Okay, because here's the thing, people are lazy, sadly, and they often overlook notifications. Like maybe you have a screaming toddler in the grocery line, maybe you're at your son's soccer practice. You may see the notification and want to be a part of the party, but you forget. So it's our job to constantly be like hand-holding a little bit and reminding them that the party's happening to make sure we get the number of people in the door to the event so that we have 25 to 30 that have clicked going. Okay, so and then on Friday, I put all of the hosts in a group message and I send them, basically I tell them this is where I'll send your daily host post. You want to make sure that you are commenting on the daily game, tagging friends in different product posts, etc., and most importantly, engaging. And the reason I put them all in a group message is because you can see when they all see it. And then you can look at that and look at if they actually post in their event. So like then later in the evening, if I know 2 of them didn't do it, I'm not going to call them out, but I'm going to say, just a reminder, don't forget to do your daily host post. It's really important. I know a few of you haven't done it yet. I'm not going to say who it is, But then, and what happens too is normally the host in that group message will be like, done, 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 done. And then like Mary over here hasn't done it yet and feels like she's like an idiot. So then she decides to do it. So it's like a sense of accountability, right? Once they see everybody else has done it. Okay, I'm like major power right now. Okay, so that's literally my process for running my party. And then you probably do this, but if you don't, in that group, you send a daily host post for the host to do. It's a picture and language. It could be like, what's your biggest kitchen headache? Sound off for a ticket to the grand prize. You have, trying to think what else. If money wasn't an option, you could have any one item from the catalog. What would it be? That's another way to help you get bookings. Because if they say it's March and they want something really expensive, you could say, oh my gosh, April is 60% off for hosts, blah, 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 right? But you want to send them a daily post every day. Why? Because every single person that was invited, whenever the host posts in the event, they will always get a notification. But the maybes and the scenes are the only people that see when you as the consultant post anything. So every day there's another hit for all of the invited people. So you usually will see more people click going as the days go on because they happen to be online when the notification pops up that so-and-so, the host, has posted in the event. I see Karen's mind is like blown right now. She's like, her facial expression is like, I love it. It's just trial and error. So lastly, I'll talk about booking and recruiting. So I don't book my own parties anymore. And I think Dee does this too now, but I have my host book for me. So so I'm booked through June, 30 parties a month from this activity. Okay, I call it the host booking challenge. And basically what it is that around the middle of the party, I send the separate messages to the host and I say, so I have a challenge for you. I hope you'll accept. I always challenge my host to help me get 3 bookings. And if you do, I will add a free gift to your order when you place it in your party, and you'll get a half price item at all of their parties. They don't know that Pampered Chef pays for that. They think I'm paying for it. I'm not going to tell them that Pampered Chef is paying for it, right? So they're like, wow, Steve is really nice. Like he's going to give me 3, like if I get him 3 bookings, I'm going to get 3 half price, whatever I want. Wow, I should help him out. Right? So then normally then I tell them I will give them the language to use to send, and they want to send 5 messages out, group messages with me, each of the potential hosts that are from their guest list in the party. So it's 5 separate messages. You need to really impress that it's 5 separate messages. If they send them all in the group message with all 5 of them, it's a kiss of death. Nobody feels special. You know, the whole point of this is like, it's like, hey Dee, oh my gosh, like you can get free goodies, like you would be great at this, you're so awesome, like this is like totally up your alley, right? So it makes them feel like, whoa, Dee thinks I'm real cool, like I should do this party, right? Versus if it's me asking them, because they know me, but they don't know me really from the cable guy. They know Dee on some level, right? So it means more if Dee asks them to do it versus me. And again, all this language is going to be in this document that you can use. So you can go ahead and, again, try it out. And you can always, I'm going fast, but you can always ask me questions, you know, whenever you want after this. So we always want to get 2 parties from every party, right? In home or online, because one to replace the current party, one to grow your business. If you say you have 3 online party hosts a week, in a week, right? Say that one host gets you 5, one gets you 1, and one gets you none. You still have 6 parties that were booked from those 3 hosts, so you're good to go. But if you don't ever do it, then you're never going to know, right? Okay, and lastly, recruiting. So I have never recruited a person from an in-person show. I did 10 of them when I first started, 10 in-home shows. Never recruited anybody from an in-home show. They've all been online, okay? The key about online party recruiting is that you have to be absolutely intentional about it. Can't be an afterthought. Once you have somebody on the line, it's like full-blown ninja mode, okay? You can't, like, if somebody comments on a business post in your party, you can't be like, oh, I'm at the grocery store, I'll get to it later when I get home. You want to jump when the excitement is hot with that person, okay? So here's a couple ways that you can recruit. Okay, no brainer, the host is your #1 recruit, right? But just like an in-home party, if you're not intentional about sharing it with them, I like to say 3 times because good things come in threes, then you're not going to have planted the seed early enough for them to be thinking about it during the course of the 7 days, in my case, 7 days. So repetition is key. In the first message I send them when I say, hey, it's time to invite, blah, 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 I say, it's really important for, watch what I do, or in parentheses, how little I do. We can decide to make this party your launch party if in a day or 2 you feel like this is totally something you can do and it's easy breezy. Okay, you planted the seed on day 1. Well, really 3 or 4 days before day 1, which Friday starts the party. Then in the middle of the party, what I do is, based on the sales, I will either tell them, so if they have like $600 in sales, I'll say, you know what, Dee, like, I just wanted to let you know that, like, if you were running this party, like, as the consultant, you would already have cleared $120 from your couch. What? And I would do hashtag, just something to think about. You don't want to push it. You're just informing. Remember, we like to say inform and invite. You're just informing them, right? Now, if your sales aren't good in the middle of the party, because sometimes they're good, they come in at the end, I will just share a picture of my first commission check and say, I know what you think. Like, you probably think this takes a lot of time, but as you can see, I'm really doing very little, and you could earn this too in your first month selling on my team. Hashtag, just something to think about, or however you want to talk to them. Okay, and then the last time I mention it is when they're checking out. I say, I know that you probably weren't going to be shopping for your own business tonight, but like, I think you'd be really awesome. Like, I think you should just give it a try. You can use your kit credit, up to $50 and get the cheapest kit at, for $59 and start, and you're getting over $450 worth of free stuff. And then I like to say, you're not marrying me, you're just dating me for a while to see if we're a good fit. Now, obviously, you might change that, but yeah. That was really fast, but hopefully that was helpful. And now I can answer any questions.
Okay, and I had everybody, I'm going to unmute everybody. I originally muted you all because there was some background noise. So if you do have background noise, you can mute yourself again. But does anybody have any questions? I'm going to ask them for you because I know you guys have them. So one of them, I know I've been talking to some so tell them, I should say, how often do you change your template?
So I pull reports every month for my best-selling products, and so I correlate that with my like theme days. So like if I noticed that so say that I wasn't showcasing the closing cup, but it was in my top 50 or whatever, I would go ahead and like swap it out for something that wasn't selling as well in my parties in my template. So I changed, because I booked 2 months out, I change the games and stuff usually every 2 months, because that's when I'm seeing the repeat people and their guests. But really, I don't change. I mean, I change it when new products come out, because then the ones that are new, that were previously new, I have to fit them in other days. So it really just depends. But I would say every 2 months, I kind of tweak it.
Okay. Yeah, because I think the team thinks they need to change it every month, and they really don't have to. So I want to. So you're talking about recruiting. Do you know your numbers, like the percent of hosts you recruit versus customers on your parties?
Well, not up to date as of today, but I do know that I'm trying to think. So I personally recruited, I think it was like 59 people last year myself, and 15 of them were my hosts, and I think like 21 or 22 were people that I had messaged in the party. You know what I mean? So like, and I didn't talk about this, but another thing I do to recruit is that, I have a business post on the, that I do like in the first day that says, ask me anything for a ticket to the pre-party prize, right? And then I also have the host do a post that says, I bet you can tell Steve loves his Pampered Chef business, ask him for tickets to the grand prize. And whenever somebody comments on that, I thank them for their comment. I respond to it with their answer to their question, and then I tell them that I'm sending them a personal message and where to find it.
Do you find, because you mentioned that you are asking them about the opportunity right from the start in day 1 or 2 in your pre-party, do you find you're getting comments on that without them seeing you in action yet at that point?
Sorry, repeat that one more time.
You know how you said you have a post about the opportunity in day 1 or 2 about the opportunity. Are you finding that your guests are asking questions at that point, or are they waiting for the host to post once they see how the party's going?
No, I have a lot from the jump.
Okay.
Now they may just be commenting for the tickets, but most oftentimes, so when I message them, I say, "Hey, thanks for thanks for accepting my message. Did you actually want more information, or were you just commenting for the tickets?" And if they say, a lot of times I'll say the tickets, and that's fine. But then I say, "No worries. Are you willing to hear a little bit about what I do, though?" And oftentimes they're very open to hearing. And then once they hear and see how easy it is and how cheap it is to sign up, it's like a no-brainer.
Okay. And I know Kelly asked this on the chat too, but it's on one of my things. How do you stay organized, Steve? You're doing 5-6 parties a week. Do you have like some system in place where you're tracking your host and when you send things, or are you just?
Well, I do all those things I mentioned, I do them all in the morning. So like whenever I send a daily host post, it's always in the morning because you want to have the host have enough time to post it early so that the engagement is maximum, right? But then, I do everything in the morning. So before I go to work, I really, it's just very, like for me at this point, like what I mentioned about the host coaching and what I do every day, that's really the system. I know I need to do each thing every day, and I just say, okay, I'm going to take half hour in the morning and get it done.
Okay, let's say you're starting a conversation with someone about the opportunity and you start a message. You have a system where you like remind yourself to go back to check and see if they responded, or is that automatic?
I really don't have a lot of people that don't respond like within the day. So normally they will respond and then I'll just start asking open-ended questions. Because if you want them to do all of the messaging, you don't really want to be word vomiting Pampered Chef. You want them to be talking to you about themselves and their situation. So, usually I try, if they message me, I respond quickly, but I don't always I might at the end of the night go back and look at all the messages and see if people, saw them or not. But normally the response is pretty quick, at least for me.
I know what you do, but I want you to tell my team, because you had mentioned about home office trying to cut down on the post and stuff, but can you tell them like how often you post a day?
Yeah, so I post, starts at 7 a.m. and goes to 11 p.m., a post an hour.
Yeah, so he has a lot of posts going on.
And but here's the thing. So this is again, the customer service piece, right? So in the first couple days, a couple of the posts specifically say, I know that I'm posting a lot and it could get annoying. So here's how to unfollow them if they might be too much for you. And you can come back and scroll and shop when you have the time. And what they like in that is that I'm cognizant of the fact that I'm posting a lot, but it's the only way I can showcase all of our awesome products, and I say that too. And then something I do later to capture those people that may have unfollowed is what I call, well, it's really bad. I'm not going to say the real name I use for it, but I basically, later at the second to last day of the party, I go through the entire party and cross-reference who actually ordered with who has commented on anything. And if you commented on anything, you're giving me permission to tag you and remind you that it's time that you have 2 days left to purchase. So I tag them and I say, D, just 2 more days to support Linda and make a purchase. Party closes 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, and I paste the link. And usually across 6 parties, I see another $400 to $450 come in. Because if people unfollow, then they're not getting the post, right? And if people are lazy, they're also not paying attention. So it's again the whole hand-holding thing to remind them that they need to get their, literally, I usually see about $400 in orders come in on that Thursday.
All right, so we want to respect Steve's time. He has to get back to his team, but does anybody have any questions? Because I know I was trying to ask some things that you guys have been asking me. Anybody? This is your opportunity to pick his brain.
No.
No?
Wow. Thanks, Amy.
Thank you so much, Steve. I'll be in touch.
Yeah.
I'm always picking his brain. So
It's okay, no worries. I wish I had more time. I can talk about this all night, but yeah. But anyway, you feel free to message me. I'm happy to help.
all right,
Thank
perfect. Thank
Thank
you so much, and everybody cheer Steve on for
Thank
our
you, Steve.
Executive by Conference. We know you're going to do it. 2 more
Yeah.
We'll
months.
see. Halfway there.
You got it. You got it. We know you do. So thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to